Yo, what's good everyone? It is GlitchXCity here. Today we're giving you guys our NPA Week 8 match against Sjane. Really good friend of mine, coach of the Greenland Glameows, and I think she is a huge one of the main veterans of the whole entire league, as she did appear in season 2, where I'm pretty sure along with Russell, who was our week 5 opponent. So as of this week, we are sitting at a clean, well, spoilers, if you guys didn't watch the last battle, definitely go make sure you check that out, because that was a pretty hype game, because we broke our losing streak after losing our week 5 and week 6 battle consistently, and with our week 7 battle against Evan coach Brian Bronzers, who was undefeated, gave him his first L, and a really close 1-0 victory. Type No coming in clutch, and Necrozma also coming in clutch with another successful sweep. But it was a very close 1-0, so not really a huge difference in terms of differential, but it was a win. It did break our losing streak, and by being 5-2, we do have the opportunity to be 7-2 by the end of the season, which would be really great, because that would really satisfy me in proving to myself that with this team, really weird team that I've drafted, that I was able to make use of it, go 7-2, and a really decent record. So at this point, we're 5-2, and if we win this game, this is a very important game against Sjane, because if we win this game, like I said, this is week 8. This is the second to last week from the end of the season, end of the regular season anyway, because all we have is week 8, week 9. Looking at the standings, we are second place, 5-2, plus 11, with Cohen, who is right behind us, who's also 5-2, but plus 10. And in first place is the Brian Bronzers, who is 6-1, plus 20. So if we clinch this game, if we win this game, we clinch a playoff spot, because right now, first place is 6-1. He's only person that's 6-1, and the people that are second, third, and fourth are all 5-2. The person who's fifth is the KSI Dragons, who are 4-3. Now, what could happen is that I could lose out, be 5-4, and the KSI Dragons could win out and be 6-3, and they would advance and they would take my spot. So if we don't win this game, then we have to win the next game for sure to guarantee it. So if I win this game, I guarantee it. If I don't, then I have to win the next game to guarantee it. If I lose both games, then I have to hope that the KSI Dragons don't catch up, or I gotta pray for differential. But other than that, we're gonna get right into this team builder, and the first set you guys are gonna see is gonna be pretty amazing, pretty hectic, because I want this thing to work. But other than that, let's get right into this team builder. And before we get into anything, you guys already see the masquerade set. We're gonna go into Shane's team. Our team is really threatening and very memeful at the same time. We got a Mew, which could be very diverse, could be anything base 100 across the board. Ancestry to all gods. We got Garchomp, base 102 speed, very scary dragon ground type Pokemon. Could be defensive, could be Scarf, could be defensive with rocks. It could be just be plain out Life Orb with Earthquake and Dragon Claw, even Outrage with the proper what's it called? Coverage moves, yeah. Proper coverage moves, and it'd be a huge man. Garchomp is always a huge threat. And Empoleon, which is very annoying for my team, because some of the Pokemon I'm bringing do get completely walled by it. For example, like this Masquerain, but Empoleon does have also the ability to set up rocks, can defog them away, and hits pretty hard. It could be offensive as well with Scald, Flash Cannon, HP Fire, what's so. She has Staraptor, very insane Pokemon that hits really hard with that Reckless ability, Double Edge plus Brave Bird plus U-Turn plus Close Combat equals something's dead. Something's gonna die. Arcanine could be defensive or offensive, does have a decent speed stat of 95, I believe. It is one of her Z move mons as well, and I think it's her universal. And I think she chose universal for Z Sunny Day, so she could possibly go for a late game sweep for that, with maybe Fire Blast and Solar Beam along with. But also could be defensive with Will-O-Wisp, Morning Sun, E-Speed, things like that. Shaman, another base 100 across the board, really bulky grass type Pokemon, really hits her hard, and pretty decent coverage with Air Slash, Earth Power, Psychic, Seed Flare. Mega Sableye, which is a very annoying Mega, only weak to Fairy, which all we have is a Mawile, so I mean, not really the best option, or not really the best answer to it. Really bulky, even though it does lose its Prankster, it does gain Magic Bounce, so unless I'm using a move like Poison Fang, I'm not toxing it at all. After a Mega Evolves, or unless I get 2 layers of Toxic Spikes, which I don't have access to on this team. But yeah, Sableye is really bulky with the Recover, with the Will-O-Wisp, with the Sucker Punches, with the Knockoffs. Really a nuisance Pokemon. Rabombi, really fast. I say really a lot. Really fast Fairy type with access to Sticky Waves, Quiver Dance, also Baton Pass, but Baton Pass because Quiver Dance is not allowed. Wigglytuff, another fairy type Pokemon. I think I used it before, and I think she was inspired to use it, or she just really wanted to use it. And I think and there's a Pikachu. She chose Pikachu because she only chose Rabombi because it has webs, because webs plus Light Ball Pikachu equals a 6-0 win. And last but not least, she has Sarah, the Lucario, as always, because she always drops the same Pokemon. But other than that, we're getting right into this team builder. Right away, I see Masquerain, I see Quiver Dance, and I see Ice Beam, I see Bug Buzz, I see HP Ground. Quiver Dance plus those 3 coverage moves hits the majority of her team. I Bug Buzz the Mew, I Ice Beam the Garchomp, I HP Ground the Arcanine, the Lucario, and the Empoleon. I Ice Beam the Staraptor, I Bug Buzz the Sableye and the Shaman, I Bug Buzz the Pikachu, I Ice Beam both the Wigglytuff and the Rabombi, and overall, if I can get this thing in a really good position, then Masquerain could have the potential to sweep, especially since I had the Ayapa Berry. The only reason why I had the Ayapa Berry, and if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically a Super Berry. When I get to 25% at least, then my berry will pop, and I'll get 50% back, and at most, I'll be at 75%. And depending on how I set up with this Pokemon, if I can Quiver Dance up, and then, like, get a Spadef boost, and then, like, lure in a Spadef move, and then bring me down to near death, and then bring me back up to about 3/4 of my health, that'd be great. I have a Nerve, make sure that any berries that she has on her team are nullified. So if she has like Yachi Berry, Garchomp, and I'm a +1 Masquerain, that Ice Beam is going to definitely kill. It's going to bypass that Yachi Berry. It's going to be a good day. So we're not bringing Intimidate, but Nerve is really good ability, especially if I'm bringing a setup Masquerain, which is really good. And honestly, if I can just get like 2 Quiver Dance ups, I'm pretty sure that if I get 2 Quiver Dances up and I weaken some of her team, I just win. Because at that point, with my investment, I am 252 modest, 220 speed. 220 speed times 2 equals 1 point higher than a +1 Rabombi or a +1 or a Scarf Garchomp. I don't know. It's one of those two. But other than that, plus 252 special attack modest just to hit as hard as possible, and the rest in HP. So next up we have Misael, Mega Manectric, Flamethrower, Signal Beam, Volt Switch, HP Ice. We're running a fairly bulky spread this time. We're running 168 timid speed to outspeed her fastest Pokemon being the Rabombi if it's max speed, 84 special attack, 248 HP, 4 in defense, 4 in Spadef. And the reason why I'm bringing this is because Mega Manectric already hits hard as is, so to me, it's also going to be like one of my main ways to pivot around the Staraptor, kind of find out what kind of spread it is, because if it's banded, I die all the time, but depending on the range of HP I'm at, I could take a hit and gauge the damage instead of just dying right away. So like, and also if I'm at 240 HP, a Scarf Garchomp at -1 attack from the Intimidate will not be able to OHKO my Mega Manectric with Earthquake if I'm at full HP, so that's really good. I won't be able to OHKO him with HP Ice, but at least I'll be able to get the damage off and not just die straight off from an Earthquake and not just have any switch-ins at all. And that's the other thing, like Garchomp, depending, if she gets in the right position, I can just get swept by a Scarf Chomp, so that would be really bad. Signal Beam for mainly Shaman and Mew. Well, I guess I have Flamethrower for Shaman, Flamethrower for Lucario, Volt Switch. I don't really need Thunderbolt, because the things I do hit with Thunderbolt, I would rather just Volt Switch around, and I would rather predict the switch anyway, and then HPS is just mainly there for the Garchomp. So pretty standard Mega Manectric, just more bulky and just less power. So next up we got Big Island the Floatzel, who is the replacement for the Starmie that I picked up that was already on someone's team, so instead we got Floatzel. And I thought this was a good opportunity to just get the mascot on the team, the daddy of the mascot. And we're bringing a Life Force, especially an offensive Floatzel. Water Veil, Shiny, because, you know, it's all cool. Water Veil, because Swift Swim's not really needed. She doesn't have any Drizzle users, nor am I bringing Rain. So Water Veil is good for Will-O-Wisp Mew, for Will-O-Wisp Arcanine, for Will-O-Wisp Mega Sableye, stuff like that. Hydro Pump, Taunt, Ice Beam, Focus Blast. Taunt plus Focus Blast equals a direct counter to Empoleon, assuming I predict it to come in. I click Focus Blast, I taunt it predicting rocks. Hopefully those don't get up, because Masquerain, like I said, is 4 times weak to rocks, so the Ayapa Berry will help out in that scenario if it ever comes down to it, but preferably I don't want rocks on my side of the field. Ice Beam threatens Garchomp, I kill Staraptor, I kill Garchomp, I do over have to an offensive Shaman, so that, assuming it's not bulky, and Hydro Pump OHKO several stuff like Arcanine, I 2-hit KO Sableye if it's not Spadef, I have a good chance to kill the Rabombi, I 2-hit KO Wigglytuff, I kill Pikachu, so like, I really like this, and Focus Blast, like I said, is just there for the Empoleon. Not really much to say there. So yeah, I really like to say this could be a really good late game sweeper, assuming I can identify his Scarfers and weaken his team, because for the majority I do outspeed pretty much every single thing on his team, barring any Scarfers, and then also the Rabombi, which then actually outspeeds me. So that's really good. Next up, we got Panda Express, the Pangoro, running the Heat this time. We got Titanium Z. I don't really bring Z moves, but this time we're bringing Scrappy, because if you don't know what Scrappy does, it hits Ghost types with no. If you have Scrappy, you're able to hit Ghost types with normal and Fighting type moves. And considering there's a Mega Sableye, Pangoro is a perfect counter to this thing. We're running Drain Punch, Substitute, Knockoff SD, Max Attack, Adamant, 224 HP, enough speed to outspeed an Empoleon if it's not invested. and speed. And I have sub SD mainly just for the Mega Sableye, because if it doesn't have Dazzling Gleam, then it cannot break my sub, it cannot touch me, because I will outspeed, click substitute, assuming it goes for Will-O-Wisp. Best case scenario is I click sub, he clicks Will-O-Wisp, I click SD, he's forced to switch out, and then I just hit something really hard. But eventually, with that Titanium Z mainly is there for the Mega Sableye, and hopefully I can catch her off guard if she doesn't know I have Scrappy. And she probably just thinks, oh, I can just burn this, click Dazzling Gleam or something. But hopefully that'll turn out alright. But yeah, I could bring Ice Punch, I could bring Gunk Shot, but in the long run, if I get to +2, and then just like a Titanium Z Drain Punch does a lot to a lot of her team anyway. And so that's fifth from last. We got Type Dull to Type Null with the Eviolite, Battle Armor. We got Magical Pursuit, Roar, Icy Wind, 240 HP, 240 defense, Impish with 16 in speed to outspeed a non-invested speed Empoleon. And we're bringing an interesting set. We're bringing Magical because she has Sticky Web or Bombi. We're bringing Magical because she has Stealth Rocks on Mew, Garchomp, and Empoleon. And maybe I can Magical with the Sableye if it tries to click Toxic on me. If it Toxics me, I can click Magical, and that would be a good way to force it out. And I have Roar. Roar is good because I can force out things like set up Rabombi, like set up Mew, which is pretty common, and maybe like set up Garchomp. Or no, I'd rather just click Icy Wind. Icy Wind's just there for the Garchomp. Icy Wind's also there for Staraptor, and just in general, really good speed control. And then Pursuit is good for Staraptor because with my spread, I'm able to live 2 Double Edges, 2 Banded, Jolly, Reckless Double Edges or Brave Birds from Staraptor, and then I can pursue it, predicting the switch, and plus the recoil it's gonna do some pretty decent damage. So that's my thought process behind that. And last but not least, we have Necrozma. And if you guys look at our entire team, we have no Spadef Mons at all. So I'm just gonna rely on Necrozma and Type Null's natural bulk. But we got Coloring Book with the Weakness Policy. Yes, I'm bringing Weakness Policy again for like the 3rd time in the season because it's so good, alright? We got Photon Geyser, Moonlight, Autotomized Earth Power, 240 HP, 8 in defense, bold, 4 in special attack, 4 in Spadef, 244 speed. We need that speed because at ×2 speed, with that investment, we outspeed Rabombi, or I think Rabombi or Scarchomp, or Rabombi at +1. I think it's Rabombi at +1. But with the Weakness Policy, we're able to live. I'm assuming I'm expecting like knockoff Sableye or like U-turn or knockoff Mew or like U-turn Staraptor, maybe Crunch Lucario, Bug Buzz Rabombi for sure. So we're gonna bring Photon Geyser for our main stab, Moonlight for recovery, Autotomize for just the possible sweep in the end, and then we have Earth Power. Earth Power is good for stuff like Empoleon, which eats up a Photon Geyser, and it's also a good move to hit Sableye. I don't have anything to hit Sableye that much, but if I can weaken it, that'd be great. I can Earth Power the Arcanine for extra damage, and I can Earth Power the Pikachu and the Lucario. So yeah, just mainly the Pikachu. But that is our team builder. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And we will get right into the battle soon. Yeah, like I said, we have no Spadef walls. We're bringing no source of hazard because, like, I'm kind of banking on just Magical type Null to get on my own hazards. And hopefully I don't have to deal with anything too hectic. But other than that, we're going to get right into this battle. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, guys, we're back with the match. And as you guys can see, Sjane, coach of the Greenland Glameows, has brought Garchomp, Rabombi, Staraptor, Arcanine Shaman, and the Mega Sableye. And if you guys didn't watch the team, you guys definitely make sure you guys at least skim through and just see what sets we brought this week. But other than that, she didn't bring the Mew, which was very surprising, and she didn't bring Empoleon, which I was pretty much expecting, like really highly expecting, because even though Empoleon is weak to Manectric and Pangoro, I don't really have much for it, so I thought she would bring that, but she didn't. I think she said she took it off last second. But that's thankful for us, because now the only way he can get a Brox, or she can get a Brox, is with Garchomp. So, one less possibility for Stealth Rocks, which is good for Masquerain. But other than that, we're going to get right into this. And as for a lead, she does bring the Mega Sableye, so the Pangoro set is going to be helpful this game. But in terms of leads, I'm just going to go ahead and lead with my Type Null. Type Null has a pretty decent matchup against everything. If she brings in the Arcanine, I can just roar it out. If she brings in Shaman, I can roar it out. If she brings in Sableye, I don't know what to do. Rabombi, I'll probably Magical, and I'll try to click Sticky Web, seeing as though she led with it. And Garchomp, same thing, I'll probably click Magical. If she goes for an offensive attack, I'll click Icy Wind the following turn. So I thought Type Null is a pretty good play overall. So I'm going to go ahead, lead with the Type Null. Hopefully Type Dull can make some pretty good plays. She brings in the Sableye, which is really bad for me because this is literally the only thing that would have been bad. And I think she led with it because she was probably expecting my Necrozma to lead, or maybe my Manectric, because I've done that before. So, yeah, so the main problem is that I could go into Pangoro predicting a knockoff because I am a Zimu, but I don't want to go on the off chance that Mega Sableye will go for Will-O-Wisp, and if it does, then my Pangoro set is basically useless, and the whole thing was for nothing. So instead, I'm gonna take the risk. If I lose my Eviolite, it's not that bad. I am physically defensive, and I am base 95 across the board, so I'll still be bulky, but not as bulky as I would like to. But regardless of that, I'm gonna go ahead, click Roar. I'm gonna click Roar intentionally. So if I click Roar, it'll roar myself out, and I'm gonna hope. Best case scenario is that I'll go into the Pangoro and see wherever after whatever this Mega Sableye goes for. So I'm gonna go for Roar, but she instead goes for the Will-O-Wisp, which is actually great because Pursuit's not really doing damage anyway, and she roars me out to the Necrozma, which really sucks because I don't want to pop my weakness policy just yet, and Necrozma can't really do anything to me unless my weakness policy is up. So I don't even know if this thing is like Fizz Def or Spadef, and that really matters because I am Earth Power and I'm not running that much special attack investment. So regardless, I'm gonna go ahead and make an aggressive switch into my Manectric. I am bulky, and as you guys do know, he goes for knockoff. That does nothing because I have my Mega Stone. I Mega Evolve, get the Intimidate off, and here I'm gonna Volt Switch out. And based off that damage, this is a max HP, max Spadef Mega Sableye. And I'm gonna go into my Floatzel predicting the Will-O-Wisp because I don't think she would click knockoff again. So I'm gonna click Will-O-Wisp, but here she reveals the Dazzling Gleam, which definitely shows me that she was definitely prepared for the Pangoro, and that also leads me to believe that she's aware that Pangoro gets scrappy. So I don't know if she just brought Dazzling Gleam just for the lulz, but regardless, Floatzel was a pretty good switch because I expected to click knockoff again, and Will-O-Wisp wouldn't have affected me, so that was really good. So here, based off that Volt Switch damage, I know she's max HP, max Spadef, and here I'm predicting her to go for Recover to scout what I'm gonna go for. So I'm actually gonna go and hard switch into my Pangoro, and she does go for the Recover as I predicted. And here I'm gonna just bust out my Z-move, but unfortunately she goes into the Arcanine, gets the Intimidate off, and I wasted my Z-move, kind of hoping to catch her on the Scrappy. But here we get a critical hit, and a critical hit Titanium Z max attack Adamant Stab would have killed any sort of Arcanine unless it was max HP, max defensive. And with that, this is physically defensive. I did have a good chance to kill even if it was max defensive, but I didn't get the roll, unfortunately. But here, seeing as though the Arcanine is physically defensive and considering my team, I'm pretty sure she doesn't want this thing to die yet, so I'm actually going to click knockoff, predicting her to click Morning Sun, as she does do so. I'm going to click knockoff, but unfortunately it doesn't do anything because she does have a Z move, and this is her Z Crystal. So here, predicting possibly risking my Floatzel right now. She could have clicked like Flare Blitz or Wild Charge. I was willing to take a hit, and Wild Charge is kind of situational. I don't know if she actually prepped for the Floatzel or not, but here she does go for the Morning Sun again. So my Titanium Z was kind of wasted at this point. But here, I'm going to go ahead and predict the Shaman to come out, like no hesitancy. She does bring in the Shaman that I think should do over half, but it actually does less than half. And based off the calc, that is a max HP, max Spadef Shaman. So here I'm going to go into my Manectric. I was expecting a Seed Flare. I didn't want to go into Masquerain just yet. So I'm going to go to my Manectric instead. I didn't really expect her to go for Earth Power on the Floatzel, because why would I bring a Manectric on a Shaman? But here she actually makes a Masquerain prediction and goes for Air Slash, and that's legit no damage. And because she's max Spadef, max HP, she has like little to no special attack investment. So I'm going to go ahead and actually switch into my Masquerain this time, predicting either an Earth Power or a Leech Seed. So I'm going to go ahead and Volt Switch out, risking that the Guard Shell could come in, but it's fine because she does stay in. I'm going to my Masquerain, but she makes a really great play, goes for the Air Slash, predicting my Masquerain to come in that turn. It's a really great play, but thankfully it does less than 50%, and here I'm gonna simply go for a Bug Buzz. I would click Quiver Dance, but since the Arcanine is relatively healthy, I'm not gonna do that just yet. But here, she goes directly into Arcanine. I could have HP gone on the switch, but here I'm going to be saved, as here Bug Buzz does 25%, plus I get a Spadef drop. Now, I have two options. I could either switch out and go into my Necrozma, or I could switch out into my Floatzel again, or I could just stay in and click HP Ground. The only way in which HP Ground kills this Arcanine is if I get a complete max roll. 66% is the complete max roll for HP Ground against a -1 Spadef max HP Arcanine. So here, I'm going to just go for the HP Ground, and I'm just predicting, hoping that she'll go for a Morning Sun, predicting my switch, and if she does do that, then I'll be able to 2-hit KO with the, actually no I won't, but I'll be able to get decent damage off. So here I'm going to go for the HP Ground, Masquerain coming in clutch, killing the Arcanine at 66%, getting the high roll as needed. She does bring in the Staraptor, and here is where I determine whether or not the the Staraptor is either banded or scarfed. And if it's scarfed, then I do live a double edge. If she's banded, then my double edge should kill me, and Mega Manectric should go down. So I'm actually gonna switch it in. She goes for double edge. I should have lived that, but I didn't, so that does leave me to comfortably tell and say that she has a banded Staraptor, and with that in mind, I do know my Floatzel outspeeds naturally, so I'm gonna throw this thing out with an Ice Beam. I'm gonna double out and switch into my Pangoro, predicting the Mega Sableye to come in, because I don't think she'll bring in Shaman again, and she does bring in Mega Sableye, and this is great, because now, here, predicting her to, I'm actually gonna make another prediction. I'm gonna double into my Pangoro, predicting the Mega Sableye, and then I'm gonna predict her to go into Rabombi. I'm gonna predict again for her to go into Rabombi. I'm gonna double out into my Necrozma, because you may think like, oh, this is probably just like a misplay or anything, but no. Unless she's Life Orb, well, I shouldn't die under any circumstances to this Rabombi from a Bug Buzz, even if it's Specs. So here I'm gonna go for the Photon Geyser. Actually does QD up, and this is totally fine. So she does go for the Photon Geyser, and this is fine. I do 44%, and the only way in which I die right now is if she has Life Orb. If she has Life Orb, my Bug Buzz should kill me, and I'll be in a really tight spot. The only thing that will save me will be type null, because at that point I would have to click roar and force it out. So on the off chance she's not Life Orb, I will live a hit and I can get my weakness policy off, click Photon Geyser, and it'll be a good day. She does click Bug Buzz, and I do live thankfully. She's not Life Orb, I get my weakness policy off, click Photon Geyser, and if Rabombi does go down. So it's not technically asleep right now, as you guys will see, but I am able to get rid of a huge threat. She brings in the Shaman. I knew it's max Spadef. I'm gonna go for Moonlight on the off chance I can live a hit. Unfortunately, Sea Flare does way too much damage, plus she gets the Spadef drop. So I'm gonna just go for Photon Geyser, get as much damage off as possible, and I do around 50%, and she does kill me off with an Air Slash. Now, it is 4-4, and I have pretty good chances. Like, my chances of winning are still pretty good. So I'm going to my Hinata, and she has yet to bring in the Garchomp, which could be Yachi Berry. So here, I'm gonna go for Quiver Dance right off the bat. If she goes for Air Slash, that's gonna be great, because Air Slash does 40% max to a +1 Spadef Masquerain with my set, assuming that she has no special attack investment, as we already confirmed this. So she should be able to take me down to my Iapa Berry range. So I'm gonna go for Quiver Dance, and once I get my Iapa Berry, I can go for a second QD, and that should be game. But she does go for Air Slash, and she misses, and this is really huge, because if she had landed that, I can guarantee that would have been game at that point. Because if she clicked Air Slash, and actually no, I don't know if we game. I don't think it'd be game, but it'd be really close. But here she does miss the Air Slash, and in my opinion, it does help her in the long run, as here she'll switch out on the next turn, not attempt to go for it again. I'm gonna go for a second QD, and the only way in which this Mega Sableye will kill me is if she gets a high roll and knockoff. If she's Calm Nature, then knockoff won't kill me. If she's not Calm Nature and she's like sassy or careful, then knockoff has a good chance to kill me, and it's only if she gets a high roll. If she gets a high roll, then I die, and she doesn't, I have my berry pops, and I'll be able to 2-hit KO this Mega Sableye. So I'm gonna go for a Bug Buzz and hope that I don't get 2-hit KO'd. And unfortunately, she does get the knockoff high roll. And if she didn't get the knockoff high roll, I'm pretty sure that would have been game, unless she had quick attack Staraptor. No, actually no, I don't think that would have mattered. But here I'm gonna go into my Pangoro. I do outspeed. I'm just gonna click Drain Punch. She has like no safe switch-ins, and at this point, it is 3-3, a very close game. She does bring in the Shaman, and I should be able to live an Air Slash, should be able to live a Sea Flare. If it's dazzling, even if it's dazzling Gleam, I should be able to live hit, because I am at full HP. So I'm gonna stay and just go for knockoff. She clicks for Sea Flare, and I click knockoff, and the Shaman thankfully goes down. And surprisingly enough, she did have dazzling Gleam, but she thought I was gonna switch out. So thankfully, she didn't go for it, because a crit dazzling Gleam would have been able to kill me, and that would have been really bad. Because I would have to, actually no, it wouldn't. I guess actually yeah, it would be really bad, because Floatzel can't Oko Shaman from 41%. But here she brings in the Staraptor. My play is just to let this Pangoro go down. It did get 2 kills, which is really great, and even though it had a huge disadvantage against this whole entire team, but now I'm gonna bring in my Floatzel. I can confirm this thing is banded just based out the Mega Manectric dying for the double edge, so I can comfortably go for Ice Beam. If she goes into Garchomp and it's Yachi Berry, then I waste it. I have to beat the following turn and kill it. If she switches it in, then it just dies. So literally, my play is to 100% click Ice Beam. I do outspeed Staraptor, those go down, and last but not least, she does have the Garchomp. And the only way, oh shoot, you guys already saw she has a Scarf Chomp. If she's not Scarf Chomp, I do win with Ice Beam. Actually, no, I don't win with Ice Beam. If she's Yachi Berry, then I don't. But either way, if she's Scarf Chomp or Yachi, then my Floatzel goes down. If she's neither, or even Sashed, if she's Sashed, then yeah, my Floatzel goes down. But more than likely, I was expecting Scarf, and it is Scarf, as my Floatzel does go down. But this is totally fine, because my Type Null is going to come in clutch this game, and unless I miss, she goes for Earthquake, does 20%, and Type Null just eats that up. We click Icy Wind, get a crit, and we do land it. Unless we miss Icy Wind like 3 more times, we are able to pick up a 1-0 victory over the Greenland Glameows. And That was a very, very close game. Like I said, if she didn't get the high roll on the knockoff with the Mega Sableye, I'm pretty sure that would have been game at that point because my bear would have popped. I would have 2 killed the Mega Sableye, killed the Staraptor. I would have outsped the Staraptor. I would have outsped the Garchomp because I'm +2 speed, and I would have killed the Shaman easily. So what could have been a 4-0 is going to be a 1-0, but I'm not going to complain because now we are guaranteed playoffs, and that's all that really mattered to me. So Tyno really coming in clutch with the icy win for the Garchomp, and if I didn't have that, I probably would have just lost, honestly. But other than that, if you guys are still here, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And this was GlitchXCity here, and I'll see you guys in the next encounter.